Whoa, hold on. Yash, you've already told me that applying early will help my chances. It will help me get better scholarships. It will help me get better admits. It will help me get a much more fruitful result of my applications. So why this video? Why are you telling me now that applying early can actually hurt my chances? Well, in this video, I'm going to clarify that for you. I'm going to be giving you 3 such reasons why applying early may hurt your chances, and it is extremely important that you understand this. Now, first off, one thing to know over here, yes, the simple answer is that if you apply early, you will have more chances of admissions because there's so many more seats, less competition at that point of time, and a lot of universities would just start evaluating your application as soon as it comes in. Yes, there are universities like that. They don't just wait it out for all the applications, they start as soon as possible. Now, let's say that is fine, right? You apply early, you have better chances, right? It's simple to understand that. You have better chance of scholarship as well. It shows initiative on your part. You're really interested in that university. Now, you may be actually compromising your application though. And let me actually explain why. Let me actually get on with the 3 points that you need to know on why you may be doing that even though you may not realize it. So after doing a lot of research, one thing I realized is that if your, let's say, recommenders, right? If your recommenders are not fully on board, or if your scores have not reached the universities, however, the scores part, it really doesn't matter. It's probably a 10-15 day time delay, right? But at the end of the day, if your recommenders are not on board, right? If they are not really sure on when they can send in the recommendations, or they're just not cooperating, they're taking their time, and while they want to actually help you and recommend you, they just don't find the time enough. So what they're doing is they're taking their sweet time, but at the end of the day, what you have done is you've submitted your application. Now all you can see is a red cross next to the part where your recommender's name is showing. So basically that just represents that, hey, we're still waiting for this recommendation right here, and until then your application is deemed incomplete. So as you may understand, if your recommender does not send in the LOR in time and you've submitted your application, even if you submit it as soon as the application is open on the first day and your recommender does it maybe 1 month from that date, you will not see the admissions committee evaluate your profile until that recommendation comes in, until that folder, until that file of your application is complete, until you have all checks over there, you will not see the evaluation of your profile happen. And that just means that you could have taken that 1 month to potentially do a lot. You could have improved your profile, you could have improved your essays, you could have done a lot of things in that time, right? So applying early certainly does help, but if your recommenders are not on board or they're taking their sweet time, then hold on. I think it may just be better to actually improve your application in that time. The second thing that, a lot of students make mistake in is that they would just simply rush in, right? Now, I'm not saying that you have to stress out a lot, but when you're writing your essays, your SOPs, essentially, those are essentially the most important part of your application in some way. I'm not saying that universities would only give you the admission based on just the SOP. No, it's a holistic process. But at the end of the day, your SOPs are the only component where you get to explain why you are going for this program. What is your purpose? How your journey has led you to this place where you are applying to this program at this moment. And if your journey is full of troubles, if your journey is full of, maybe challenges, or if your journey is full of things that represent, okay, look, this guy has actually come through a lot and he is certain to actually make an impact in that field, right? If that is you, then, well, you should spend your sweet time on the essays as well. And you should actually make sure that they're the best version of them possible. It is really important to do that over here. Again, I'm not saying that, overdo it, because there's a fine line over here. If you overdo it, you just might end up degrading your SOPs. And I've seen a lot of students do that. They overdo it. They may think that, okay, look, I'll do this, I'll do that. And they've really not put in the research. They're not really following any recommended norms. Well, in that case, you may be mistaken and you may keep on changing. At the end of the day, you're left with something that is worse than something that you may have started with. So, make sure that you understand this fine balance. I know it's a little bit hard to understand at first, but once you've done enough research, you may be able to actually point out on this line. Of course, if you're actually working with someone who's experienced, they may be able to point this line out for you, right? So that point, I think, is very important over here. If your essays are not top notch and you think you can really do better, in that case, you should probably take a little bit more time and apply maybe 10-15 days later than you had intended to initially. And finally, point number 3, do not apply early if your profile is going to be improving massively over the next couple of weeks. I'm not saying months, I'm saying weeks. Notice that. Because there's a trade-off, right? I mean, if you have to just wait for 3 months and apply on the last date of the applications, Just because your profile may be improving, that may not actually be a good idea. However, if it's just that applications have recently started, like at this point of time, they've recently started, and you actually think that your profile will be improved massively in the next 1 or 2 weeks. Let me just give you an example. Hey, you have a research paper that you're presenting, or you have a research paper that you're going to be publishing. It's just recently accepted, and you know that it will be published in the next 1 or 2 weeks, right? Something like that. Maybe you have some sort of promotion due, right? And it's going to be happening next week, or the results are out next week, right? All of these things, they do matter in some way or the other. They will come in and they will matter. So don't regret later on if you sent in your application too early, and at the end of the day you're just thinking, oh, I wish I could have just waited 1 more week where I would have done this or done that, and this happened and I couldn't apply early, right? So you have to really understand that you would of course know already, right, that okay, I've been planning for this for a long time and this is going to happen next 1 or 2 weeks, right? So in that case, if you feel that your profile is going to improve massively, go on, take a bit, and don't apply early in that case also, because again, just 1 or 2 weeks, when you really understand that okay, there's a trade-off, but at the end of the day 1 or 2 weeks is really a small amount of time as compared to the achievement that I'm going to be showing. Well, your profile may actually come out to be on top later on than if you applied initially, right? So these are my 3 top reasons, but apart from that, there really isn't any other reason why I would advise you to apply late, or maybe even a little bit later than you expected, right? I'm not saying that applying early will get you a rejection. Certainly won't. It will actually help your chances no matter what. But at the end of the day, you can actually have much better chances as well in some cases. And the only thing that's standing between you and that point is understanding this trade-off. Okay? I hope this video helps. I would love to know your comments, and I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below, of course. And of course, for more research, you can actually go on and you can check some of the admits and rejects of people who have actually applied previously, from in the previous terms, or who have applied right now. And you can go ahead and check that on the YMGrad application, available on both iOS and Android. Go ahead, download it, and you can take a look at the admits and rejects section on the application, where you will be able to see many accepted and rejected profiles similar to yours, of course, and you can do your research from there. Hopefully that may help you even further. And again, I hope this video helps as well. If it does, make sure to click the subscribe button, because that helps me create more videos like this for you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.